Do your eyes see the same malevolent spire mine do?
Was there not a settlement in the vicinity?
Let us push on southward.
I hope the people of Nilbeth and the Trappen are okay despite this big, creepy tower thing.
All we can do now is hope and pray they are. Let's make our way for the spire.
All right, so we bust in there, and then we figure out some way to stop Boldur, yeah?
Correct. I wish to investigate to confirm my suspicions.
Let us go then. Little Duma has not once led us astray.
Gaston!
Lady Malkia, Princess Leticia, welcome to our new home.
Why the hell are you here?
By the Emperor's command, I come to inquire whether you are here to offer your surrender to the Scorpium Centralists.
You imagine we might? After you have wrought desecration on holy Trathen grounds not once, but twice now?
Oh, does Lady Malkia speak for all of you, then? Huh, that's too bad. But the Emperor is a benevolent man. Knowing full well you would refuse, he chooses still to offer you a final chance. For his wish is but to stand guardian over all life in our universe, those who would resist him included. Come, and behold what abject misery awaits those who reject the Scorpium Centralists.
You believe revealing yourself to us this way might convince us of anything?
If you yet refuse to reconsider, you merely reveal who you truly are.
What is happening?
It would seem to be a compatibility issue with the fused cybernetics. Likely a result of forced modification of what was once a normal configuration.
Be that as it may, we must not allow it to best us. Stand ready!
Don't get cocky.
Warning, energy levels too slow.
Why do you spurn the Emperor's, our sovereign's generosity?
Because someone who spouts about their own kindness is never trustworthy!
I find trouble understanding how you could be brought to this. To be honest, I never thought you to be a wicked man.
You, a lonely backward commander, dare speak to my character? You, a betrayer who failed to free himself from his prison of flesh?
A traitor I am, and forever might I be. Much like yourself. I merely felt that I might be the only one capable of truly understanding your situation. Alas, I was mistaken.
That looks good.
Why can't you just understand?
Catching my sight.
Go. Warning, energy levels low.
It's a for messing with us!
How could this be? Colonel Melange. Lola. can't see her. I can't see anything. Lola. Lola, your face is gone to me.
Gaston, speak now what is in your heart.
You were always a good companion to me. That's why I wanted you to join the Scorpium.
Surely there was another way. Poor fool.
Yes. Perhaps there was. But it was one that I forgot along the way.
I will go and speak with the Colonel in your stead. For now, sleep well, Gaston.
That will only leave me in more trouble. I'll speak to him myself.
He went all Cybermind, right? So does that mean he can still come back like Boldur did?
He will not. His mind was not yet fully integrated. His fused state overload was likely the culprit. Whether this incomplete cybermind integration was by his own volition remains unknown.
Duma, have you gained any insight to aid our fight against Boldur?
We still lack adequate data to make a judgment. We must continue.
Let us then. This must be brought to an end.
You would leave him here?
I believe his integration to Scorpium to be genuine. This is where he should rest.
You may be right.
We're gonna have to climb our way up this tower, aren't we?
It would seem so. Let us begin.
How far up do we gotta climb?
Judging by the outside, we're going to be at this a while.
We are left no choice but to press ever onward and upward.
Think we've made it halfway up yet?
I wonder the same. With my sensors cut off, I can't calculate our altitude in here.
Just gotta keep going up till there's no more up to go.
Welcome to your new sovereign's castle. Marvelous, is it not, children of the stars?
Boldur.
Such a pity, young Gaston. So earnestly devoted to me. He offered himself up, certain his cyber mind would help center the network around its new sovereign. Alas, you have been witness to the truth.
How dare you!
His life and its conclusion are now shared upon the network. Trivial though it may be, it stands to help bring forth a new era for Scorpium, a cause for celebration.
Observing Boldur has provided insight into the problems with Scorpium evolution and integration.
Share with me your insights then. Join me. Let us foster our coming evolution together. My dear unique Duma, Why do you insist on interfering with those who are willing to support my ascension?
Boldor, or Sovereign, as you call yourself now. After careful observation, we conclude your actions are unconnected to Scorpium evolution, and are mere acts of conquest.
Such a biased conclusion, one that has kept all Scorpium from greatness for far too long. We must now be more proactive in our push towards evolution. Come, children of the stars. Join our Scorpium network, and let us bring prosperity to the universe.
I refuse.
Ever so stubborn. But the network is rich with records of those even more resistant than yourself, all of whom chose to integrate in the end. Is that not so, Valanche?
You shitting me? Him too?
His mind has not yet been fully integrated. However, his fusion runs deep into his body.
Valanche! Lola awaits your return as we speak. You need not continue this.
Your words are wasted. Here stands a man integrated twice-fold, fully conformed to our cause. He has chosen to aid me in our quest for a new future for Scorpium. Now, Valanche, give our guests some convincing.
Nice look. What exactly is your deal in all this?
I ventured beyond the point of no return. Nothing more. Gaston is gone. And he was not alone. The people of my homeworld, both those who integrated with Scorpium and those who refused, the people of Aster. Many have perished, and yet here I stand. I, who wish to see the planet veer free from the clutches of Scorpium. Under the Emperor, under our Sovereign, I will one day make it so. I can work through their own network and see Veer liberated from Scorpium. Were I to stray from this path here and now, then all who have died, all their sacrifices will have been for nothing.
You speak only to convince yourself! So long as you live and breathe, it is never too late to turn back. Never too late to start over. Open your eyes. See those who still await your return. Think of your words on their ears.
Valanche!
The path I take is mine, and mine alone. This is my choice to make. Tell her that for me. Tell Lola. Now draw your weapons, and spare me your words!
I will be your opponent.
I'll show you what it means to stand by your beliefs!
Watch this!
All of Scorpium are meant as equals. Why then do you bend to the will of Boldor?
Because his will is the righteous way of Scorpium.
Yet we all bear witness to the injustice of the Centralist cause. You will know pain!
Target neutralized.
With this, at last.
Why? What consolation might I offer Lola?
This was of his own accord.
What?
He wished for his home planet of Veer to be freed from Scorpium influence. But when it became clear the masses had chosen integration, he and the others were forced to search for other means. This led them to join the Centralist cause. Their aim was to promote an evolution of Scorpium kind, which called for a secession from Vir.
Evolution through secession. Inconceivable.
Yes, impossible even. But still they placed their hopes in such a plan, clinging to the improbable, empowering themselves through integration with their foes. This, in and of itself, should be sufficient evidence that Scorpium is the future.
Damn it, Duma. Come on already, get it together. You still trying to figure out how to deal with this guy?
Initiate combat with his current form. Final verifications will follow.
Ah, great. Not sure why I ever expected a different answer.
Still you choose resistance? So be it. Such will only prove to bolster the future of Scorpium.
Incoming attack. Initiate emergency measures.
Exercise caution.
Go through such great lengths to assimilate this planet. Assimilate Nilbeth.
Oh, but it is not Nilbeth alone. Osarius and Vale will come next.
All this power. Why aren't you using it to save lives?
Why must you fail to see how I stand here to lead all life to salvation?
Why fixate on assimilation? What awaits you at the end of this journey?
As much as I wish the two of us might find the time to discuss as much, I am afraid now is no such moment.
The Virians, the Vale Empire, and you, Boldor. Seeing the shit you've caused is more than enough to make even a guy like me start to see why the feds you people...
What incredible strength! It is a shame to see it wasted. Why must it be you powerful few who refuse so unmovingly to join us?
Hey, we aren't finished here!
This has been quite an informative encounter, though I do hope you come to me with a more favorable answer when next we meet.
Duma! I thought you were working out a plan! What the hell are we supposed to do?
Elena, I request you scan for any remaining traces of life in Boldor.
No biosigns. The body appears vacant of his consciousness.
He has completed his return to his digital form. You will require my assistance for what follows. Once you are ready, gather together. We have reached a conclusion. To apprehend a Cybermind-integrated entity, we must confront them as a like format.
Buddy, your final answer is to force us to integrate?
You are correct, in part. Only in a quasi-integrated state.
Quasi...
Recall the training facilities on Parapium. As then, you will be virtually shifted into the same realm of existence. Once you enter the network, you will be able to track down the being once known as Boldor, and sever him at the source.
Did Gaston not fail to accomplish just that? What you ask is beyond most all of us.
Thus, virtually. Unlike Boldor, we will not separate the death of the body from that of the mind. This will allow us to infiltrate the network. However, should either mind or body perish, there is no return.
Is this quasi-cybermind integration something I too am capable of?
By my calculations, yes.
Where? How?
Here and now. The Spire itself has functionality similar to an integration plant. Likely in an effort to simultaneously assimilate a greater number of this planet's populace.
Okay, so our consciousness is going to be pulled out of us and uploaded onto the Scorpium network? And what the heck happens to our bodies in the meantime?
They will remain here, defenseless, limp, and unconscious.
You want us to lose consciousness here?
We are in enemy territory. Who among us would dare leave themselves defenseless in such conditions?
Princess Leticia, are you safe?
Lola?
Colonel, he's still... Your Highness, thank you for helping Gaston and the Colonel.
I was helpless to save them.
No, you have. Gaston may be lost to us, but the Colonel, he still lives.
Huh, really?
All this is our own doing. It was we who brought the Scorpium here, and we who left the Emperor a twisted man. Allow me to atone for our misdeeds, here and now. You will be pursuing the Emperor. I will stand watch here as you enter the network.
We are in your hands. Little Duma?
Gather together. Commencing digitalization for Scorpium Network Traversal.
Cybermind integration. Is this what all who fuse with the Scorpium see? Ah, this is what it is like to share consciousness. Each of these streams belongs to the Scorpium, to us, and Baldur. What in heavens? The current is... Please! No! Help! I do not wish to be pulled into Baldur's stream!
Leticia, this way.
Helena!
Please stay calm and follow me. If we are swallowed up, we may be torn to pieces.
Yes, of course. Why are we here?
Between my databanks and your innermost memories, this location seems to have been rendered as where we share the deepest impressions of one another. However, I seem to lack the capability to determine why this place was chosen. Perhaps there is some intimate memory shared between us, somehow tied to this location.
No, I would assume you would not know. For when we were here, you had been... shut down, I believe was the word.
Oh.
This occurred during the coup in the royal city. When I was awaiting execution, your body was in front of me, lying still. I truly believed in my heart that you had been killed. But Lola then informed me that you were not human.
Oh.
I could not begin to comprehend the meaning in her words. For Elena, you are alive. Together alongside us, you fought, you laughed, you got angry. We were companions, were we not?
The fact is, in terms of being human,
I learned afterwards that you are a being called an android. But as far as I am concerned, rather than what type of being you may be, you are my traveling companion, someone who saved my kingdom, and my dear friend. Whether human or android, it matters little.
Leticia.
Perhaps that is why I was able to accept the nature of JJ and the Scorpium quicker than others. I have always regarded you as human from the very start. Mayhaps it sounds conceited.
Oh, Leticia, there is something I now seem to remember. It occurred while I was shut down.
Oh?
During the coup, as an android serving Lawrence Logistics, I was meant to ensure Chloe's safety only. and then rendezvous with Ray, leaving you and the others behind. That is my standard method of operation. However, I kept a program running in my CPU, mandating that I protect all of you. The last recorded data in my memory banks, stored right before calculating the time of my own deactivation, was regret that I failed in my programming to protect you. Although it defies reason, and I shouldn't have been able to acquire new data while in a state of shutdown. Despite my power source being knocked out and unable to lift a finger, I continued to process my regret of failing to protect you. That is what I have just now recalled. This is perhaps
it was your soul which had been holding on to that memory.
soul.
If a cybernetic life form has a soul, you may well have one, Elena, as being someone born from a machine. Both JJ and Duma have what we humans would consider a soul by exhibiting a conscience.
I cannot understand, but part of me does seem to wish for it to be true.
And I feel the same, Elena. Let us go and verify this possibility.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Leticia.
We are friends, after all. My word.
Welcome to the Scorpium Network. We have entered a projection of Boldor's deep psyche.
Virtual forms. Huh. Hey, is the form I'm seeing of you real?
I, too, exist merely as data on the Scorpium Network.
It feels revealing to have them looking directly at the constructs of our consciousness. Does it not?
Your consciousness is revealing? I don't get it.
Ray, please do not stare at me so directly.
Yeah, right, yeah. Sorry. I just never heard you say something like that before, you know? Couldn't help it.
If this is all a projection of Boldor's psyche, that means we're essentially inside his mind?
Uncertain, but such an understanding may prove adequate.
And should he be defeated within this space, all shall be at an end?
That is correct. You should remain cautious, however. Inside his own mind.
He is not liable to place himself at a disadvantage.
Correct.
Well, we came this far. Can't turn back now.
And as always, we will be fine.
It seems Boldor is more intricately entwined with the Scorpium network than I hypothesized.
And this disadvantages our efforts.
It will leave him with more power and influence over the other Scorpium, and will make isolating him from the network difficult.
How is it that he came to be so strongly bound?
A connection this strong reflects both his strength of will pre-integration and his tenaciousness thereafter.
Ah, strength of will, huh?
No! How can this be? Mother! Mother, please, no!
Gerard.
Father! Why have the Semiomancers from Osirius not come?
Times are grave, my boy. They are beset by the rot, much as we are.
But she herself is Osirian!
Gerard! Even as we speak, many of our own people suffer this very same affliction. Tatiana is but one of many.
Mother...
Does this voice too come from Buldor's own memories?
Oh, truly now, a newborn princess?
A child born to us late. My aides seem to have taken quite the liking to her. Perhaps more than I.
Surely it is fate. At 6 years junior to my son, they will be the same age apart as Tatiana and myself. Would you see them brought together for both our nations?
She is still yet but a babe. What kind of father offers his daughter's hand so soon after birth?
We are not only fathers, but rulers. We must strive to ensure the peace we now enjoy will last. My offer stands. Please do think on it.
That was certainly my father.
Scorpia.
Precisely, Your Majesty. On our homeworld, many use this power to overcome their sickness and ailments. Soon we may overcome the frailty of age itself.
Yet still, you were forced to flee here from your land, yes?
Only by those who seek to use Scorpia might for their wicked schemes. Consider, if you would, that there are countless worlds beyond this one with the same power we command. Should the peoples of these worlds move on your own, the Vale Empire will be helpless to hold them at bay.
Dearest Tatiana, what would you have me do? Their technology and might is unquestionable. But how do I know they speak the truth? Know they have lived as they say? Would you have grown angry with me for even offering such strangers my consideration? Or would you find their tales intriguing and urge me on? Oh, Tatiana, why did you have to leave me? Oh, I miss you so.
My guess is Buldor himself will be up ahead here. You sure you're ready for this, Leticia?
Never have I been more. Come now, let us put an end to this.
I was certain you would come.
Buldor.
Buldor. You've lost yourself in your twisted dreams of what the Scorpium might offer you. Take a good hard look at yourself now. Do you still see one of the humanoids you wanted to save?
Humanoid? Of course not. The power the Scorpium possess is divine. In joining them, I am now closer to a god than mortal.
Our kind and the Scorpium are but life by different forms. None of us living can claim ourselves gods.
And there is no need for any of you to be. My only desire is for you to join us and live your lives in a whole new world, one free of sickness and conflict. As Emperor of Vale, it is my duty to lead my people to peace. And in becoming the Scorpium's god, I can finally fulfill my duty.
Your current existence is no different from an android like myself. Constructed by humans, given life through technology, we will never be gods.
Listen to yourself. Are the gods of history not but man-made creations? Then surely you would agree that the most godlike among us now is either you or myself.
You're a paltry excuse for one. Man cloaks himself in knowledge and power taken from others and mistakes himself an idol. You are just one of many who litter the pages of our history.
Yes, correct. And even with all the technological advancements we've seen, your story is quite common.
History itself will determine my divine status. Once the whole universe is one with the Scorpium, we shall be omnipotent. We shall become God.
Well, it'll be impossible for you to become one, since we're here to make sure that never happens.
The universe needs not such a deity. If there is anything divine in this world, it is but the flame of life inside of all of us.
Mortal life has always feared the unknown. A fear of the divine is only natural.
Yet fear you will not find in us, nor a thought spared for the desecration you speak of.
Many times since my youth, I have offered up my prayers. Yet though I called to God for help, it was never but by the hands of man that I was saved. If a true God were to be born here today, mankind would surely lose their essence. So you will understand why I must stop you.
We're not going to get anywhere arguing about this. Are we, Boltor?
At last, a sentiment I find agreement with.
As mortals, we stand more powerful than the god you claim to be.
Princess Leticia, it is precisely that fiery spirit of yours which Scorpium so desperately needs. Join me, my new daughter.
Detecting incoming attack.
Time has come for you to learn your place. Behold, the infinite power of a god! The Scorpium way is to seek the evolution of all life through integration.
Affirmative.
Why then do you inhibit us so?
There was never a need for a single path forward. Neither were integration nor assimilation any more than one of countless possibilities.
You, a probe meant to find those suited to join us, would now deny our very way.
Correct. I have determined the need for change in Scorpium ideology is necessary. An evolution of thought, rather than form.
You too would see the birth of an all-new Scorpium. I find your lack of resolve disappointing. You lack the power your words would suggest. You are no match for your new god. Watch now! Behold my might! I have surpassed all you have ever known! The universe itself shall evolve through total integration. Yes, this is how it must be! Do not disappoint me further!
Actually, kind of win.
You must remain determined and unwavering. A hardened resolve itself grants power here.
You say that like it's easy. It's not like we can just wield sheer will like a sword and stab him.
A battle in this digital realm essentially equates to the use of data traffic to overwhelm your opponent. For organic life forms like yourselves, it may be best to think of this as what you call willpower or resolve.
Mind against mind. Heart against heart. Your refusal to accept Boldor as God is your weapon against him.
Come now! Join us, my children!
I alone have the knowledge and power to save people from illness! I don't need you interfering!
Each of us must find within ourselves the strength to defend that which we cherish.
You and I are disparate beings. I cannot stand your presumption to speak in my place.
Never have I relied on the power of the divine. My well-being will forever be delivered by mine own hand.
Gods are a norm, but are not an existence. We humanoids unfortunately cause war and strife, but we too are the ones who bring...
No! This cannot be! A god cannot be bested! Think yourselves... preposterous! What could you lowly mortals ever hope to do? With my power as a god, I could bring endless bliss to all life in this world, to all life in the universe! With such power, I will not, must not be beat.
You are Buldur Ilvale. Man, not god.
I am.
How could one possibly know happiness in a world without sorrow to temper it? A world forged from single-minded devotion is ultimately the same as one empty of all.
No, stop that. Stare not at me with those eyes, mortal.
Buldur!
I will not be eradicated. I cannot be. I alone am destined to be your new god and leader.
Behind me, now.
Enough! No more of this! I will not be defeated here! I refuse!
What's going on?
Buldur's will endures and refuses to be erased. Should he continue to resist in this way, this virtual realm will be obliterated with all in it.
Buldur! Cease this at once! The battle is over!
Words are useless. I will do what is needed.
Please, no! My universe yet needs me!
Here we part.
What?
No!
I am unable to maintain your consciousness in this space any longer. With what power I have left, I will see you returned safely.
But what's gonna happen to you?
You possess the potential to both understand the Scorpium and guide them to an enlightened future. Through you, may the seeds of all evolutionary paths for life be sown. I place my faith in you.
Understood. Rest assured.
Leticia, our journey together was a valuable experience. If there are others with minds as open and accepting as yours, a peaceful coexistence with Scorpium will someday be possible. Thank you, Leticia, for affirming this for me.
Duma!
My investigation is at its end.
Is it all over now?
I am inclined to believe it only just begins.
I would agree.
Thank you, little Duma. We are to be a protectorate, then?
Yes. As I mentioned before, Aster IV's prolonged contact with more advanced civilizations categorized it as a protectorate of the Pangalactic Federation.
Are we to be subjected to surveillance by an ambassador?
No, nothing quite as direct as that. Aster will remain under observation to prevent any unnecessary interaction with advanced civilizations until it reaches a certain threshold.
Pretty imperious, aren't you? Was that not where the Federation's faults originally lie?
Guess some things are hard to change. And though it might not exactly be compensation, All of you, who have been subject to intense intervention, now have the option to travel to any Federation system to live or study.
Studying on a different planet. I must say, I don't hate the thought. Right?
Agreed. But I must refuse. I vowed to attend to tasks on this planet using mine own strength. I've had lesson enough as to the consequences of progression that was acquired through the power of others.
That's true. If I studied medical science at such an advanced level, I'm pretty sure I could save lives all across the universe. But first and foremost, I want to treat the suffering people of this world with my own hands and using our own techniques.
Our journey into the stars must be one born of our own volition. Only then will we find ourselves on equal ground with you and yours.
I see. You know, you're probably right.
But then, what would that mean for us? You spoke of some preservation pact? Does it forbid us from seeing one another again?
Well, I can't speak for Marielle, but Elena and I aren't bound by Federation laws. We can come and go whenever we want.
All things considered, I can probably visit again too, so long as you are the only ones I interact with.
Well, that's great. I think we can all live with that.
Yeah, I mean, if it were up to me, I'd set up a branch of Lawrence Logistics right here in Osarius, and that would let us see as much or as little of each other as we could ever want.
Now is a time for restraint. Surely, the events here have opened your eyes to the importance of the Federation's underdeveloped planet preservation pact.
Yeah, I get it. But come on, you gotta at least see how hard that is on a personal level. Don't be so uptight.
I say this with respect to the positions of both Elena and Marielle. But, from my own view, I fail to find fault in Raymond's suggestion.
Wow, Albie, can't say I expected that coming from you.
Spare me. I simply speak for us all.
I wonder if my ancestors also felt the same way long ago.
Worry not. We have a tendency to be fine, after all.
You know, you're a lot more carefree now than you were before.
For that, I know who to thank.
Oh my, who could that be? Did we have someone irresponsible like that around?
Oh yes. At hand, I might say.
Oh yeah? Well... we both got jobs to do, right?
More than I care for, indeed.
If only some god would show up and free us all from the burdens of work life so we could just kick back and have fun.
Says the man bound to place his burdens on the shoulders of poor Chloe and Elena.
Hey, I've become crazy capable after all this. I'm sure they feel like they can just relax and enjoy the ride.
You are free to believe whatever you want.
Ray?
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Ray, this is the Aldous. We're now in geostationary orbit.
Copy that. Yep, best get going before this turns into another pick-on Ray fest.
It does seem about time.
This is Raymond for the Aldous. Commence transfer.